Hello and welcome to Black Dragon Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me for today's timeless pick a card reading, where it's kind of a hybrid, right? A hybrid pick a card, because I know I had mentioned doing a Sirius Star Seed reading probably a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Oh no, sorry. But I figured since at this time right now it's 12:30 a.m. on 8/8, so Lionsgate, and I just thought that those two energies made sense together in one reading. So we'll be celebrating, as I put in the post, the alignment of the Sirius star system and the sun in Leo. So what I'm going to do for this reading is get kind of guidance from Sirius regarding the Lionsgate portal opening, transitions, energetic update, something like that, and then as well as general messages from Sirius. But spoiler alert, this is going to be a rapid fire. I'm going to do this pretty quickly. So I'll draw all the cards out and then just do 1, 2, and then be done. But yeah, so I have 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile 1. I'm gonna have pile 2. And then pile 3. And of course, you could find the timestamps for the pile selection in the description. I'll pause the video, or you can pause the video if you'd like. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you at your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this card, this is going to be your reading on messages from the Sirius star system, as well as what you can expect for this Lionsgate portal opening. So I have 2 parts for this reading. All the cards are out. I haven't really looked at them, but I'm going to go this is, I think, my first micro reading. I'm excited, actually, for some reason. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to get a message first from Sirius regarding whatever situation you're in right now. And then at the time of recording, it is the Lionsgate portal. And so we'll get kind of an energy update, what you can expect, or, if you're not watching this during the time of recording, kind of whatever energetic shifts are occurring in your life. So let's start with the card that you chose, though, with 31 going up to number 4. I'm going to go ahead and flip. I only have 3 cards for wow, sorry, I got distracted. I'll show you why. That is the Page of Wands, the 10 of Swords, and then the 5 of Swords. And this is a message from Sirius directly. It kind of feels as though you're being asked to see beyond a situation and beyond, I was going to say a specific person. That might be the case for some of you. I'll go ahead and pull another card for the Page of Wands, but for the most part, it feels like you've been holding yourself back pretty severely. Yeah, so this was a person, though. The Page of Wands was clarified by the Knight of Wands. So I do think as though there is someone around you that's been holding you back, trying to keep you smaller than you are. And I think your third eye wants to open, and it is open, but you're not really fully listening, or you don't fully trust the intuitive insights that you've been getting. And I think the star system is trying to get you to open that third eye a little bit more and see well beyond the situation, and not only the situation, but see beyond the version of you that you're trying to keep confined. It's kind of like you're fixed on a past version of yourself that someone else is telling you still exists, even though it doesn't, and that's creating a lot of discomfort. And I think part of you, there's like an avoidance of this conflict with this person, and I think part of that is not just you're not just avoidant. I think you've probably dealt with this person enough to know that it's not worth the fight. They're just not capable of listening or talking, and it's really not worth the argument. But at the same time, you're sacrificing yourself just to keep the peace, and it's really not worth it. I'm gonna get one more card for just, I guess, the solution to this right now, because part of it feels like you just have to wait it out. Yeah, and then we have the Four of Coins. So for some of you, this might be in the workplace. It could be, of course, anything. Workplace, relationship. But it's like, it just doesn't make sense to overextend yourself and bring, I guess, this this way of seeing the world into their mind, because it's not really worth the effort. But at the same time, kind of keep your energy close to you and wait. I kind of feel like karma is going to take care of this, but believe it or not, this pressure is part of your expansion. It's kind of putting more focus on what you can do and letting go of the things that you can't. And I do think, again, this is a part of a much bigger transformation, but I just see from Sirius that there's like an uncomfortable situation that feels as though it's going to end, but it's only going to end on your terms, based on not necessarily what you say, what you convince them. It's more of being able to maybe start your own business, or leave kind of this family member or friend behind in a way that you feel comfortable, secure, and confident in being able to do it without needing anything from them again, you know. So that's from Sirius. Let's get the cards from regarding the Lionsgate portal, and we have this card, breaking free. So that's confirmation of this person or this thought pattern that you've been stuck in. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which goes back to the Four of Pentacles that we saw earlier, so potentially a new financial opportunity. But I'm also seeing that that's something that you create for yourself again, and maybe that's something you could look forward to, is a new venture that might be scary. You might have to be a beginner again, be a student again, even though you've been teaching. But this is a completely new subject, and this subject and this school of thought or this way of being is really something that is a lot more aligned to the more ascended version of you, the more advanced and evolved version of you that, again, regarding the Sirius part of the reading, not Sirius, but the star system, what they've noticed is that this is your expansion. It's what you will become, but there is a bit of a process to get there, because again, this is either a new career or a new relationship, or I'm getting less relationship and more career, more school, more of just a different lifestyle. Even if it's like, if you were to get into fitness and then compete, and that's just like, there's that gap between deciding to try a new sport and then years of practice into being able to compete at a high level. And it's through that competition where you realize, oh, I had no idea I would have ended up here if I hadn't made the switch to try something new and evolve to what my solar plexus is asking for, especially with these wands that the Sirius star system noticed. It's been something that's kept your solar plexus small, kept your creative potential small somehow. You've been limiting yourself, and this energetic shift is really going to push you. It might be uncomfortable, but it's going to push you to new heights and new levels of recognition that you're not used to. but it will require work. It's not just going to happen. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But yeah, I'm going to end the reading there. Super fast. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Don't worry, the next reading is going to be full length, but let me know in the comments how this resonates, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this card, this is going to be your reading on a message from Sirius, the Sirius Star System, as well as what you can expect for this Lionsgate portal, this energetic transition. As I said in the intro, and Pile 1, this is a micro reading. I think the first that I've done, not necessarily, the last one was like 8 minutes, but anyway, I'm digressing a bit too much. So I only have 3 cards for the message from Sirius, and that includes this Oracle card, which is asking you to take a closer look. This is coming from Sirius, from the stars, and you could imagine how their perspective of what's happening on Earth and what's happening to you energetically would be very different from what you can perceive. But they're letting you know that there's something that you're not seeing, that you can't see. I don't even know if you're supposed to see, but I think through seeing this, your life will change, actually. I'll show you some of these other cards, but there's a connection between these next two, which is the Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant. You'll notice just how similar these are. It suggests in a way that you're being controlled or lied to by what it means to be wealthy, and there's almost like a subjugation here, that this feels more cult-like. It has slightly more sinister undertones than the Hierophant normally would, and it just suggests that maybe the situation you're in or the people around you, but it feels more societal, and I'll get to why that is later, but it's trying to make you feel 2 things. 1, unsuccessful, and 2, there's like a control of the mind, especially with this card. It's almost as if you've been thinking of, and I had mentioned teaching in the first pile, but more so in this pile, sharing information, sharing thoughts or ideas, philosophies. I'm leaning more towards philosophies, and there might be this part of you that withholds that information, that out of fear that it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to share. You are. It's just you've been conditioned to be afraid of sharing, and this could go back to not only childhood but a past life. I do think there's hints, though, in this lifetime of maybe people or things that have triggered you into thinking this, and I think that during this time, maybe, I don't know, it would be like something subconscious that comes to the surface. Maybe a lyric that feels like it needs your full attention, or maybe it's a movie, less likely a movie, more like a random clip on YouTube, or a dog or something. It'll be obscure, but probably something that you notice in passing as you're walking or going for a hike. You're like, wait a minute, why am I holding myself back? And I know that ties a little bit to pile 1, but I kind of noticed the chains with the Hierophant here. And again, this false prophet sort of mentality of just an environment that wants to keep you small and relying on others, where I think at a deep level you want to be emotionally fulfilled, feel freedom, but I do think, like, if the idea of moving excites you, then you might want to look into what exactly is keeping you locked in, and if you actually enjoy this thing that you claim to enjoy. I do notice that this card suggests mystical teaching, things like that. We have my fingers, a crystal ball there, like some books there, and an elixir or potion or whatever it is. So that might be a calling to move towards that. And maybe that's been something, again, that you've been holding back from yourself. Just sharing that part of you with the world, because you don't think you could possibly make the kind of money that I guess others think you should. But the thing is that maybe you won't, but it also depends on where you're at, like your environment. What's the cost of living, and do you even want to live in that environment to begin with? Because if not, then what you'll make from this is probably more than enough elsewhere. And so maybe it's just, again, the environment it's like a distortion of your reality, right? If you could imagine that you think this middle image is all there is, and in reality there's all these dots and things like that. Like this image is the line that you're in, and you feel you have to stay in that line, as opposed to being within one of those other colors. And the structure is very different within that line, but at the same time it almost feels like these two colors represent more freedom. And I think that's something that means a lot more to you than having the things that other people in your community or in your family would consider as measurements of success. So yeah, I was checking the time. I was like, ooh, is it still a micro? Yeah, it's still a micro. I'm not rushing. Am I rushing? No, I don't think so. Anyway, the next part is going to be the Sirius. Sirius. That was the Sirius. I was gonna say like Celestial Stargate, but really the Lionsgate portal. This energetic transition that you're going through right now. So what can you expect is changing in your life energetically. And again, if you're not watching this as around the time of recording, this is just representing a shift in your energy and in your life, really. So we have this card, which kind of ties back to what I had mentioned earlier. Kind of feeling a bit small and stifled by the city. Again, like if this city excites you, like New York can be seen as incredibly fun and vibrant and gives you energy, then that's not exactly, it's not that this reading might not resonate, but it could be seen differently, that you could still maybe live on the outskirts and then drive to the city or commute to the city, even though it's probably not ideal. That's probably a pain, but it's saying that, oh, I should probably show you these other cards. We have the Ace of Cups, and what's interesting is that this ace was the Ace of Pentacles in the last reading in this exact position. This is again regarding Lionsgate. We have the Four of Pentacles, which kind of looks like the Four of Cups, doesn't it? A sense of boredom. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So it feels as though regarding this Lionsgate transition, there's a very strong potential for financial growth and independence. What's interesting is these two, though. We have the Ace of Cups kind of raining down on the Nine of Pentacles, so it's kind of like emotional fulfillment is actually what's going to bring these pentacles into your life, which would represent kind of finances, money, security, and joy ultimately. But like, it starts from the heart, and I think really this Lionsgate is heart-centered focus. It's like expansion and like a flooding. I could almost see like a flooding from the heart. It's kind of like just letting that expression onto the page, onto the keyboard, onto I was gonna say the internet, whatever. Like, if you're considering vlogging, there's the less of a filter you have on whatever this is, the more of a response you'll get. I think the more you'll find that the universe is actually supporting this expression, this phase in your life where you can have solid footing in the physical environment, where you can have either the car or bike, or if you wanted a farm or something like that, where you can actually support yourself. But I do think that also requires a mindset shift, where maybe, again, the way that you're living now isn't going to be best suited for you in the future, but at the same time, I don't think you realize just how much happier you can be if you make this shift. So maybe even moving out of the country. I know that's extreme, but definitely it just feels like simplicity is going to bring a lot of joy into your life. And the more simple you live your life, and that doesn't mean you can't have nice things or whatever, it's more of like the shifts in priorities. It's either you like it and it serves you somehow, and you want to invest time into this thing, or it's something that takes away from this joy. It drains your energy, or it's a deliberate waste of time. And the more you can find those polarized views, I think the easier it will be for you to find the direction that leads to this joy that you're ultimately trying to get to. All right, I'm done. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. But no, I'm not. It's 11:22, so I think it's a good time to end this reading. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know I'm being silly. That's just what happens after work. Sorry. But hopefully you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know in the comments, what you thought. This hybrid micro reading. Hopefully you find it helpful and short enough so that the attention's there throughout the whole reading. At least you got something out of it. Please let me know in the comments, and I appreciate your support, your love, your likes, subscribes, but just chatting. I love it. I really do, and I'm very grateful for all of you. So I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. This is all about a message from the Sirius Star System, as well as an energetic update, or kind of how your energy is evolving through the Lionsgate portal, which is being recorded as of right now. Otherwise, you can just see it as guidance through whatever transformation or energetic shift you're going through at this time. The card you chose was this 9. And this first part of the reading is a message from the Sirius, again, star system. I'll just say straight away, well, first of all, this is a micro reading, in case you missed the intro. I only have 3 cards. This is going to be very fast. But the second part is that Sirius is, there's 2 things. They're either really, really, really trying to connect with you and communicate with you directly. So if you feel like a strong connection with Sirius, like now's the time to really work with them on a daily basis. But aside from that, it's like they see you as being a fireball, a firecracker. There's so much movement within this pile, starting with this card, which feels like something that's cutting through. It looks like a comet. Oh, there we go. There we go, this way. It looks like a shooting star. Time to make a wish. And I say that because we also have the sun card, which is, if I may say so, absolutely stunning. A mythical creature blazing fast. It almost feels like a knight of wands, but really there's this movement and almost an absurdity, right? But this is reality. It's coming into reality, and I think that's why I'd mentioned the shooting star, the make-a-wish, that sort of thing. We do have the 8 of Wands as well, which is all about communication, but a very strong sense of moving forward. And so straight away, it's, similar themes, but Probably this pile more so than any of the others, where you really can't hold yourself back. I think if you do, it'll be very uncomfortable. Like stopping a thing that's moving fast. I can't really give an example. Like if you've ever tried to stand in front of someone who's riding a bike downhill, and you're like, wait, I don't know if people are gonna judge me on this, and like that, there's no time for that. You're just gonna, eat the floor. And then let's look at the bottom. Oh, we have the Lover's card. Oh, this is nice. A couple things. So this might be, yeah, it's actually literally leading you towards this Lover's card. So maybe you've been asking for someone to come into your life, and this, we're not really in the part of the reading with the Lionsgate, but Sirius sees that your energy is, the vibration is raising so high that you're literally being shifted into a timeline where you meet either someone, a love partner, but I'm also seeing it as living in the heart space. It's like your heart has expanded so much that you're inside of it, and now that's the life that you're experiencing is pure kind of ecstasy, joy, things like that. But really, it's it's the fullest expression possible, and it's fantasy. It almost seems unreal. It almost seems unreal, like it's a video game, and I think that's what you're being led towards. But that's all what the stars are seeing for you right now, is that you are that comet that's already moving through. And so if you feel like things are just moving very quickly, that's this would be confirmation of that being the case. Don't forget to ground, but also like don't be afraid not to ground that much. I wouldn't say that. Normally meditating and grounding is important, but like for this, it feels like just go, because I think you've probably put in that grounding work already. I think you've already done that for a while, and now it's almost like now is not the time to be realistic. And I know that's like a polarizing thing to say, something that I would normally not want to hear, usually balance, but this just isn't a time for balance. I don't know how to, like, that's just what the cards are saying. To really burn bright and far and fast and things like that. And especially if you've been considering traveling, like take that trip, be it more spontaneous and fun than you ever have, because I do think that impulse is leading you towards an opportunity or a specific person that you've been looking for. And even if this is not a relationship, it might be someone who has the key to maybe a new lifestyle or career. I was kind of seeing more career than anything else, where kind of out of the blue they can connect you with the right people. So yeah, that's coming from Sirius. Now we'll look at the star, I keep saying like Stargate, the Lionsgate portal, the energy that's shifting within you right now. And we have this card, so I'll just show it to you real quick. Lots of ideas, lots of change within your mind specifically. We do have the Six of Pentacles, which is the balance. I was just talking about not being balanced, but I do think that, and I guess that's interesting, is that balance is happening naturally. That's part of what this portal is opening. It's giving you balance naturally, because again, I think if you were to slow yourself down too much, you'll naturally not want to take the leap. You'll naturally not want to take a giant step in a direction out of fear or being withdrawn, or kind of like I'm seeing the Four of Pentacles that we saw earlier in the other readings, where being safe to the point of stifling your own growth. And I had mentioned that, I think, in a short or something like that. But and then we have the Nine of Swords. What's interesting about this, I'll show a little story. Well, it's not a story. So I went like this when I was pulling these cards out, and I was like, what is it? Is it 6? It's 9, but I don't know which. I kept doing this, and I'm embarrassed, but I did that for like a good 3 minutes. Is a long time, and I was just like I kept turning it. I find that very funny because it's Mars, Mars with what is this, Gemini, and there's that circle. There's this circle, and I think and then we notice the Ouroboros serpent surrounding it, keeping it there. But I think that's why Sirius, the star system, they're trying to get you out of the mind, and now it's kind of like that glimpse of what it would be like if the mind wasn't involved whatsoever, at least for a short amount of time, and the result is just ending up in places you never thought you would be, and seeing opportunities that just came out of the blue, and it's like the world is opening up for you as you open up to it, And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is really the end goal. But ultimately, this Lionsgate portal is bringing you towards people and situations that feel like home. And I think, especially for this pile, and I think that's why you were connecting so much with Sirius as a star system, or as star seeds, if that's something you resonate with, is that I think this pile, more so than the other ones, have not felt like a part of Earth. Like, you can appreciate the planet and its beauty and its animals and trees and mountains and things, but I do think that this pile, more so than the others, again, didn't really feel like this was the actual home. And right now it's almost like the energy from the stars is coming down and anchoring itself into you, and through that process, energetically, like, more of the other star beings are being drawn to you. But that intensity and movement is what allows these people and opportunities to come into your life. So even though it feels as though you're moving fast, it's almost like you're just reaching that natural level of movement and vibration that you were used to. That's what home is. It's that feeling. And that's what's being brought back into your life. And as that energy comes into you, you're also releasing energy of the mind, which I guess that's why this 9 was kind of upside down, whatever. That's leaving. That's not to say the mind isn't important, of course it is, but I think for the longest time it's been such a burden on your movement and your enjoyment of life that's kind of being forced out energetically. So yeah, I'm going to end the reading there. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know how you like these mini readings, because I love them. They're so much fun. I just get this like condensed information. But let me know. Thank you so much for your support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care, and happy Lions Portal Gate thing. What is that? Lions Gate. All right, bye.